Hey there everyone. So today I'm going to go as slow as I possibly can to do a simple wood spirit, okay? And I'm going to do it in steps. And today I normally use the Kutzall Extreme bit on the Dremel 4300 flex shaft. This is the one I normally use. Today, since I'm going to be going so much slower, taking my time so you guys can try and catch on, I'm going to be using the saburrtooth bit. It's a lot less aggressive than the Kutzall Extreme. These are 1/8 carving burs. You can find them on saburrtooth.com or kutzall.com, okay? Maybe they even sell them on eBay too. But I'm going to be slowing myself down and doing all this in steps and less talking. So I always start off with a center line, okay? This is the formula I always use making wood spirits, but you can switch it up, you know what I mean? You can make the nose bigger, you can make the beard, the mustache bigger or smaller. It's just the formula that I use. Doesn't mean you have to use this formula. There's lots of other guys online that do tutorials for these wood spirits. They're pretty simple to do once you get the hang of it. Okay, so we got our center line in here, okay? This guy's not gonna have a forehead. He's gonna have raised eyebrows. So anyways, let me get back on track. Here's one side of the nose. Okay. That will be his nostril there, right? And you want to make these two sides, like I'm doing now, exactly the same. You want to try and keep everything on both sides of the face the same, unless you know how to do expressions like a raised eyebrow kind of thing, you know, like. So you see that nose is set in there. And I pre-cut this with the Kutzall bit on my Fordham. So you got a raised point here, like this point's raised. So it's going to be easier to make the nose stick out because your mustache will end up coming like this off there. You'll see. I'll cut all this out. Anyways, let me keep on track here. So we got our nose. We got our nose there. It's not perfect. And then let's just put our eyebrows in straight across for now. We can switch it up when we're carving, right? Like we can carve it any way we want. Okay. That eyebrow's a little bit higher, but like I said, you can switch it up when you're carving. Okay, so your mustache, I don't know, start it down here. This will, actually let's start it off at the side here. From the nose, put some S lines in it, very important, and in any kind of art, S lines, you don't make it wavy, right? Don't just go straight. Put some nice smooth lines in there. Okay, so we'll start off where our lip will be, right? Your mouth will be down here, so we'll just put the lip in. And follow this line, right? Like, see how it kind of goes over there? Do it here too. Follow it. Boom. Okay, so this one we'll bring it down here. And we'll follow that line so it goes like this. So we'll just follow the same pattern. Okay, so I think that's probably a pretty good template there. You see how this side of the beard looks a bit smaller than this one? That's because my two nostril sizes here and here are different sizes. This one's bigger than this one. So I have to make this nostril bigger. And extend that beard out. Now they basically look the same size. This one wraps around a bit too. Always the formula I use when I make wood spirits, but like I said, lots of different guys do it lots of different ways. Okay, so now when I got all my lines down, right? I got some scribbles there. You just if you get confused, just get rid of those lines, right? So you can always stay on. I always cut on the outside of my lines, straight up and down, okay? Let's go quickly over, straight up and down. Then you'll have your total outline done. Straight up and down. Don't go this way. Straight up and down. We're just doing our outlines right now. On the outside of the lines. Okay, let's cut our nose in. Okay, there's all our lines cut in. Okay, so now what I do here is I dig pretty deep beside the nose. The nose is already going to be elevated, okay? All this here is going to be cut out. All this is going to be cut back, feathered out. So let's work on that. I'm going to try and do this video like I'm working on one thing at a time, not jumping all over the place, okay? So we're going to cut this, actually, yeah, we'll cut this down, bring it back, feather it out. Then you'll see how the nose is elevated. Okay, there you go. See how high that nose is now? In these videos, press pause till you get to the point where I get, right? Just look at that picture. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to feather this all back. I'm going to cut all this mustache back. I'll probably lose this line in here, but that's okay. I can reset it after I feather it all back. Like a slow grassy hill, you know what I mean? See how that nose is elevated now? See that? Press pause till you get it to that point. It's elevated. Elevated nose. But when I did that, I lost my cut marks for the inside of the mustache, right? I cut them right out because I had to go deeper. So let's draw them back in. There they are. So let's cut those lines in there. We got our mouth cut back in, see? Now I gotta trim all this back, right? This will be the beard, and you gotta feather it out. Jumping all over the place again. Okay, excuse me. So there you go. Now I still got this cut line that I did for my template. I don't know if you can see it there, but I got to cut this out, feather it all away from the mustache, right? And I'm gonna cut this. I'll just do this part first. Feather it out so there's no roundness in there, so you can't even tell it's been cut, right? Make it nice and flat away from it. Okay, let's do the other side now. See that cut mark? I gotta cut that away. It's hard for me not to want to jump all over the place like I'm normally doing. When I'm working on something, I'm always looking at something else. Okay, so there you go. We got our mustache done. We got our mouth in there. We'll have to cut a little line in there, make this guy. Yeah, so that's where we'll make the mouth. The bottom lip, I mean, and you make that all hollow in there. So those in between those two lines will be the bottom lip. But anyways, let's work on in here now. Okay. So this needs to be cut a lot deeper, right, on both sides to elevate in the bridge of the nose, right? So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to cut all in here. I'm going to cut all this down. You gotta think your eyebrows are higher on your face than your cheekbones, right? So I'm gonna cut this all down and I'll feather it out. I know you're gonna get tired of me saying that, feather it out, but it's very important. Same with this side, I'll cut all this out. Okay? So let's just take our time. Don't be afraid to go too deep in there. Bring it all, feather it all out, everything. See that? Okay, let's do the other side. I just want to say, sometimes it helps to carve your worst, like we always have a better side to carve. Mine's always this side. But it always helps to carve your worst side first. That way you just get it over with, and it's easier for you to mimic the other side that you're good at. If that makes any sense. I hate cutting on this side. I don't hate it, but take your time, feather it all out. Okay, that looks pretty good. You think? Let's cut this mustache. No, stay on track, Jordy. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to raise the eyebrows down. I'm going to make some marks. So this, your bridge of your nose in between your eyes needs to be deeper, right? You know, because side view would go like this. So I'm going to cut deep in here, and I'm going to make eyebrows. I'm not going to cut the eyebrows too deep in this because you got to remember that he's not going to have a forehead. So let's cut deeper in here. Cut under the eyes, cut under the eyebrows. There, see, I'm getting off track again. Okay, let's cut the eyebrows. Feather it out. Okay, let's cut this other eyebrow in. And once again, feather it out. Cut these to the center of the eyebrows deeper. Off track. Okay, that's where we're at. So you see here on the nose part here, it kind of rounds up. You don't want it to round up. You want it to flow off nice and smooth, right? So we're going to cut in between the sides of our nose deeper. It gives it, if you look at a human face, you kind of get like, I don't know what those lines would be called, but they're smile lines kind of. I don't know what that is. So let's cut in between the nose and the mustache deeper in here, okay? Take your time when you're doing this. Other side. See how that elevated the mustache? So now we can cut the mustache deeper. Both sides. It helps if you like do one side and the other side sporadic together, so then you can keep everything somewhat the same. I'm just cutting off the pen mark quickly. Oh, you'll see some cut lines. Cut those, feather those all out. Feather all your cut lines out. I think it's starting to look like we're having a wood spirit here. So now I'm going to cut my mouth in, and you're going to hear this sucker grinding to get this nice and hollowed out in here, right? Because you want them like blowing in the wind, right? So you see those two lines here, 1, 2, that's going to be your bottom lip, okay? So I'm going to go deep in here, where the mouth is, the hollow part. Okay, you see that? So I'm going to cut the bottom part of the lip out to make the lip raised. And feather it out, right? All your cuts. I know you're going to get tired of me saying that, but I think it's the most important part in my opinion. Okay. See, that's cut out. Now you can see how your bottom lip rides up there. Lips don't do that in real life. It rides up there. So let's cut that out. Let's just take our time, be really gentle, and undercut the mustache so you don't see that riding up there, right? It shouldn't do that. That continues from the lip. I don't know if you're going to be able to see on screen, but let's undercut the mustache. And smooth that all out in there. Okay? See the other side there too? It does the same thing. It rides up the mustache. That side doesn't anymore. Give it a little bit of a curve. So let's cut that out too. Undercut. And cut that riding up part. Give it a little bit of curve in there. I think that'll be okay. You? Okay, the nostrils. I'll just slow down here a bit, Jordy. So get your nose, draw your center line. It's better if you're like brand new at this, use a pencil because you can erase your lines, right? I've done this like, I don't know how many times now, but I can use a pen. I'm kind of used to it. But I'm just like you guys, I'm still a beginner carver too. So let's put our nostrils in there, okay? See where it starts there? You can draw a line across here. So you got the same size nostrils. Might never work out the same, but whatever. That's why I like doing the wood spirits, because it doesn't have to be perfect. Like the sides of the faces, everything can be off, and it's a goddamn spirit that lives in a tree. A piece of wood, bringing the wood back to life. Okay, Jordy, stop talking. Okay. So let's carve this nostril in. So you see these lines that I cut in here earlier, those smile lines? Those are going to continue. See this line, this cut in here? I don't know if you can on the camera. You can see this one. That's going to continue up and around the nostril, okay? Up and around the nostril. See that? Well, let's do the other side. Up and around the nostril. See those cuts? Now, your nostrils are always the widest part of the nose, right? So now I got to cut out all this extra stuff. Like I said, feather it out. Feather that whole cut away. And take your time doing this because you can make the nose too friggin' skinny. I've done it lots. Okay, let's feather that cut out. Nice and smooth. Gentle, be gentle handed, okay? See that cut back down? Let's do the other side. There's nothing saying that you can't work on your piece upside down too. Cut all those lines away. Okay, I think we got our nose established. It's not perfect, but I think it's good enough for a wood spirit. Okay, eyeballs. I don't think I have time in this video. To do eyeballs, what you'd do is you'd cut down here, make same eye sockets, right? Cut that bottom, what the hell. I'm gonna have to change bits though. So let's cut this out here. Okay, here's one cut. Two cuts. Try and make them as even as you possibly can. Mine are never perfect. Feather this out a bit. Not too much, just a little bit, right? Because you want your cheekbones to be elevated from here. Okay, feather this cut out too. Okay, see that? that's, now we're gonna go along and round this edge out to make it look like kind of eyeballs, I guess. I'm not the best at doing eyes, that's for sure. Not the best at anything, but a nice undercut underneath that eyebrow. You just want to round these off. See how that's rounded kind of now? Let's do the same one. Should have done this side first. My worst side. So the eyes are both kind of rounded off. So there's two ways to do this. Well, there's a bunch of different ways. I don't know. You can draw like a squinty eye in here. I'm going to use a pencil to do this drawing because I really need to improve my eyes. If I need to erase it, I can. So you can draw your eyelid. Eyelid. These are just your eyebrows. You need to have an eyelid too, right? And then the bottom part of the eye. I don't know about that. Try and make them kind of the same size. Okay, I'm going to change bits. I'm going to put this roto zip in. I love the roto zips. They're pretty aggressive bits, but just don't go as fast. You know, when you're doing the eye work, it's so fine detailed. You should probably use a chisel. I'll watch tons of guys on YouTube using chisels when they're doing their eyes. Okay, so let's cut this bottom off, this top eyelid in. Oh, this thing's dull. This bit's too dull. Wow. Okay, I'm gonna press pause. Okay, I got this, I think this is, might be a cut sole or a saburrtooth, I'm not too sure, but it's a pretty fine little bit. Let's continue. Got our top eyelid, let's do the other one now, so we try and match them. Okay, they're kind of matched. Now let's cut our bottom, what would you call it? I don't know, eye socket holder, your eyelash or something. Okay, other side. Okay, so this will be our eyeball here, I guess. So let's round this whole thing off so it looks like a soccer ball in there, you know what I mean? An eyeball. Don't be afraid to go deep in the corner. Round off the other side now. Take your time. It's hard to do on cottonwood because it's so soft, right? With power carving because it can be so aggressive. That's why lots of the pro carvers will use chisels when they're doing the eyes. Because they can control it better. I don't know, I'd say say good enough for me. So let's put the, what's that black part of the eye? Let's cut outside the pupil. Oh, Jordy, draw it in, Jordy. Or maybe we can just leave it like that. I don't know, I think it looks kind of cool just like that. Let's leave it. Okay, so let's cut some age lines underneath these eyes. I don't know, kind of something like that. Do whatever you want to do works best for you, right? Right off track. Okay, age line. Okay, got our age lines in there. Round this off a little bit more of this eyeball. Deeper here, this eyeball. Sorry guys, off track, but want to fix the eyeball. So we got our age lines in there, so let's cut all this back. Once again, sorry guys, but there you go. There we go. Because the reason I say feather it out, because the more you feather it out, the less you see your cut marks. Feather it out nice and slow, gradual. Okay. I think we're doing okay now. Since we got this little bit on, let's do the mustache hairs. Just take your time. Watch my other videos how I explain how to cross them. Bring it up from under because it's going this way, right? So bring it up from under. Up from under. Trim all this down. Trim this down, right? That's why does that need to be there? Okay, so let's cross a couple. Just give them a cross. When I say cross, that means so your lines aren't just straight lines. I don't know if you can see. See? I've crossed a couple. Okay, let's do this side now. Well, first of all, we got to take this down because I don't know, it just looks better if this is a bit lower in here and feather it out. You'll see. Feather it out. It just gives more character, in my opinion. Okay, let's do this one. Let it roll out. You do a straight line and then cross it. Cross it to which way you think the wind's going. Pretend the wind's going this way. Pretend the wind's going this way on this side of the beard, and on this side of the mustache, it's going that way. Sorry. Start over again, Jordan. Start slowing down. Okay, this side of the mustache, the wind's going this way, pushing the mustache hairs that way. This mustache, the wind's going that way. Sorry guys, I get confused within myself sometimes too. So you do that and then you feather the hair that way, you know what I mean? Whoosh. Okay. So let's do our beard. You can start your beard or end your beard wherever you want to. I just kind of bring it around so it meets the nose, right? Kind of below the eye, so it meets the nose. Cross a couple of these hairs, and just give a couple little pokes at it, right? Same with this side. Okay, let's bring our mustache out from the bottom lip, okay? Sorry, our beard. Fuck, frig, I get confused. So let's just draw a couple lines on so we know where we're at. So the beard's coming down this way. Okay, it started boom, boom, boom. Slowly bring it down to connect with this beneath the mustache, okay? So let's start here. You see these lines are going this way? So we'll go like this, right? To connect. Everything connects. Same with this. See these lines where they're going right here? So let's bring this line same angle as those lines to connect it. We want everything to connect. Pen, lid, whatever. Okay. Let's start off here. Be sporadic with this thing. Everything doesn't need to be uniform. The messier the hairs look, the better. How many minutes is it started to? Okay guys, so there it's done. The final wood spirit. I could carve the pupils in, but I kind of leave it like it, just like the eyes hollow, blank. I'd normally sell this for maybe 20, 25 bucks. When you're a beginning wood carver, don't go buy wood. Go get free wood. I don't care if you say that you don't have wood around your place. You do have wood. You know, go find driftwood by the ocean, by a lake, by a river, or even by a creek. Go find a dead tree. There's always somebody cutting down trees, right? It can be dry or wet. You're learning, so you don't know the difference. Anyways, I like carving dry wood myself because that way you can see where the cracks are going to lead. But I'm not going to film doing it, but I did it in some of my other videos. I stain it with Minwax. This, any kind of stain you can use. It doesn't have to be this brand. And so like you can stain the mustache gray and the rest of the carving brown or whatever, or black, or any color that you want to do, cherry wood. And I don't know. I hope the video helped. Don't go buy wood as a new carver. Get free wood and get it soft wood. It will save you a lot of stress. Hope the video helped, and hope everybody's doing great. Summertime's just around the corner here in Canada. I'll be outside doing chainsaw carvings.